Hey guys, how's it going? I just want to take time out to share with you guys how I have been very blessed to have 19 new team members in less than 60 days. I want to tell you guys about how I was able to connect with all 19 of these consultants in less than 60 days. Okay, I'm going to start with the first one. The first one actually started on August the 1st. And we connected on Facebook. I never met her before. And from time to time, I'll make these posts on Facebook asking if anybody's interested in starting Scentsy at $0, raise your hand. So she raised her hand. And not only did she join, but she also has a team member. She's also been trying to help others start Scentsy at $0. Okay, the next team member, I was working an event and her husband made a purchase and she fell in love with it and started messaging me on Facebook, and somehow I added her to my customer group, and I remember somewhere she responded to a post when I said, if anybody's interested in starting Scentsy at $0 cost, raise your hand. So she raised her hand. Okay, the next person was my customer, and I never met her. She's just been buying from me on Facebook. And one day, she just asked me, she said, how can I start this business? And so that's how she joined. She asked me, how could she start this business? The next person I met at an event. She would come there to my spot every day. I was like 3 days in a row, and she kept buying. She kept buying. And she probably spent about $300 or $400 in about 3 days. So she asked me, she said, how can I do this? So another person asked, how could they start? Because she really loved the products. And she saw how people were coming to me to make purchases. The next person, I was out there on Facebook. Anytime I do a fundraiser, I always post what I do on Facebook. So now I'm starting to say on Facebook, like, I am working these fundraisers and I donated X number of dollars to this organization. So this is a friend of mine. She saw it and she said, I have decided to donate money back to a cause. Wonder if we can connect. I said, yes, we sure can. So I decided to help her raise money for the cause that she was supporting. And I also realized that her daughter was in college. So I said to her, why not allow your daughter to join? We can still run this fundraiser, but all the free and half off, she can get that, or you can get that, and you can still donate the commissions back to the cause. So that's how she joined. Okay, the next person who joined, she was my customer for 9 years. And she loved Disney fragrances, and she loved Dumbo. She's going to know who I'm talking about when she listens to this. So she messaged me and wanted to spend about, I guess, $200. She listed a whole lot of warmers that she wanted. She definitely wanted all the Dumbo scents. So I told her about how she can become a consultant and get cash back on all her purchases. Sometimes you got to pull a calculator out and let them see the benefits, and based on how much they spent over the years. So she spent like quite a bit with me for 9 years. But this is the first time I thought to ask her. So sometimes we miss opportunities. So I am no longer missing opportunities. So she joined. This particular lady, I had some host rewards and I blessed her with my own rewards, which I do love blessing many consultants. But this young lady in 2 days hit shooting star, and in 9 days she hit certified. And right now she has a team of 3 and she's hit sensational star level 3. No, she hit sensational star level 2, and she's very close to hitting 3. And she continued to tell me how she was not a salesperson. And I said, I'm not either. I said, I'm a share person. So I know she's a share person because she's always giving and she's always sharing. It comes natural to her to give. And I told her with this business, that's what we do. We change lives by giving back in every way. So the next person who joined my team, I actually asked her when I first joined Scentsy. She's a family friend. She's right around the same age as my son. So I asked her early on and she didn't join. And one day she sent me a message and said, how can I do what you do? And she decided to go straight to my website and join. Yes, she did. So sometimes when people, don't give up. And now I did not follow up, which I should have followed up, and I didn't follow up. I just didn't do a great job with that. But I'm doing better with the follow-up now. But she saw me. It's about the things that I do, and people see how consistent I am, and they know that I've been with Scentsy for almost 14 years. They don't see me going in and out with different businesses. They don't see that. They see my excitement. They see my family involvement. They see how I connect with my customers and my team members. And that's what she saw. And she saw how I celebrate everything. She saw that. That's why she said, how can I do what you do? The next consultant joined my team from an event as well. She saw me there and she asked me, how can I do what you do? The next consultant saw me on Facebook and she raised her hand when I said, are you anybody interested? From time to time, I'll go out there on Facebook and say, have you ever thought about joining Scentsy for 0 cost? I change it up a little bit. Or if you can join Scentsy for 0 cost, would you raise your hand? I have a blessing. I would love to bless somebody with this opportunity. Would you be interested? Raise your hand. So this young lady raised her hand and she joined. I've never met her. Most of the consultants who joined, I've never met them. Found them on Facebook. Now the next consultant, I worked an event and her little girl brought her whole family to my table. Her daughter loved the scents. She has 3 girls, and all 3 of them love the scents. So I talked to her about how she could work this business to help support her family. And she joined. This next young lady, I met them both at the same event, and they joined from that event. The next consultant I found on Facebook, somehow I think she raised her hand when I said if anybody's interested in joining Scentsy at $0. So she raised her hand and she's a consultant. The next consultant I met at an event, and we actually went to the same high school, but not, but we didn't know each other at the time. And I remember I am a part of my school alumni group on Facebook. And from time to time, I'll do a spotlight. If I see anybody who went to my school, I will do a spotlight on them, whether I know them or not. And this young lady, I did a spotlight because she served time in the military. And she's also a nurse. So I talked about her accomplishments. This is before she joined Scentsy. So the next time I saw her, she decided to buy something. Now, I didn't ask her to buy anything when I did that tribute to her. I didn't ask her to buy anything. But on her own, she decided to come back and make a purchase. So it didn't stop there. One day, on a Saturday, I get a notification that I had a website order. It was random, and it was her. She made another purchase. So I text her, thank you, but I thought, no, let me call her. I actually picked up the phone and called her. I said, I noticed that you made a purchase. Thank you so much for your purchase. And I told her, I said, I noticed that you made 2 purchases back to back. Did you know that if you were to become a consultant, you can get cash back on those purchases? And she got really excited about it at the time. And then she told me how she was in another business, and she told me how that didn't go so well. And then when I told her about how she could join Scentsy, it was excitement at the beginning, but then it just kind of went down because she started telling me about the things that she had to deal with being shy and not really putting herself out there. So I did everything I could to make sure that I could assure her that this business was not like that. So sometimes people won't join because they had a bad experience. They may not want to try anything else. So I made sure that she felt comfortable starting Scentsy. As a matter of fact, I was on the phone with her for I think we were on the phone together for about 6 hours. 6 hours. But the whole conversation was not about Scentsy. It was about everything. It was about so much. It was about our kids. It was about the school. It was about so much, and so much time went by. We just had a ball over the phone that day. So she joined. The next person who joined was somebody that I met on Facebook. She raised her hand when I said, I have a way to bless somebody to start Scentsy at $0. Raise your hand if that's you. So she raised her hand. That's how I got her. The next person who joined, I met at an event. And this lady, she kept coming back. And not only was she coming back for more and more and more, she started bringing other people in. And she was actually doing the selling for me. I didn't even have to talk because I was so busy. And she would actually help her friends make purchases. So I told her, I messaged her, I said, I got something special for you because I truly appreciate your support. And you're doing my work for me. So I messaged her and told her how she could become a consultant. So she is a consultant. That's how that happened. The next consultant is a guy. And he never used Scentsy before. And he purchased a classic curd warmer. And of course, he bought some light bulbs because I always get people to buy light bulbs when they buy the warmers. So the next day he called me. I always tell my customers to be sure you change the wax. Make sure you get rid of the old wax first. So I always say out with the old, in with the new. I always say that. Out with the old, in with the new. So when he called me the next day, he said, I want to make sure that I heard you correctly. He said, when changing your wax, how often do you change it? And I told him it's based on how much you want to smell. But he did say this. He said, okay, out with the old, in with the new. He remembered that. So the next thing we talked about, I gave him some samples of Washer Whip and some Scentsy Fresh. And I told him how he could take the little plastic bag with a sample of blueberry cheesecake and place it in the car and make the car smell good. He said, okay, I'm going to put that in the car. And he was talking about putting the lunch and stuff in the car. I said, no, that is not for that. I said, we do actually have car scents. And I went on to tell him about the minifan diffuser, how you had to plug it in the car. He said he does have a USB outlet. So he said, well, what if I become a consultant? I said, you sure can. So while I was on the telephone with him, he joined. Just like that. And he was telling me about all these ideas, about all the people that he knew that he could actually get on board to make purchases. So that's how he joined. The next consultant sent me a random message on Facebook and said, how can I join Scentsy for $40? I did not know her. She did not know me. So I told her how she could do it. Next thing you know, she joined just like that. So after we started talking, I said, how did you find me? And she said that Scentsy runs an ad. Scentsy runs sponsored ads for whatever special we have going on. She saw that Scentsy sponsored ad and searched for a Scentsy consultant, and my name came up. That's how she chose me. And after we talked a few times, found out we went to the same high school. I knew her sister. We were in a band together. We went to the same elementary school and same high school, but we didn't even know each other. What in the world? So that's how she joined. The next consultant was my customer. She was actually referred to me. She was a customer for about maybe a couple of years. And whenever she come to my house, she would always, her orders would be big every time. So the time before last, when she was at my house, she asked me, what do I need to do if I decide to become a consultant? What's required? And I told her what was required. And then later she said, no, I don't think I want to do that because I probably would spend too much money. I said, oh, that's okay. That's all right. So I didn't say anything else to her about it. She made another order. So this time she asked me again about how could she become a consultant? What's required? Do you have stock inventory? How does that work when you have orders to ship? I explained all that to her. So this time she joined. The last consultant, let me tell you what happened with her. I was at a restaurant last week and I was sitting there flipping through my phone. So whenever I go live, I always go back and review my videos just to see what mistakes I made. And I do that so I can know whether to upload them to YouTube or to TikTok or my stories. So as I was sitting there listening to my own video, it was a fragrance flower video. And the waitress saw it and she said, are you on TikTok? I said, I am. I said, but this video is actually on Facebook. And she looked at it. She said, oh, those flowers are so pretty. I said, thank you. She said, did you make them? I said, no. She said, I sure would like to get some, but right now I just, money's tight. I just can't get it right now. I said, I understand. She told me she was raising her grandbaby. And she showed me a picture of her cute little grandbaby. I pulled a picture of my grandbaby out as well. My grandprincess Rome, I pulled the picture out. So we were comparing notes about the grandkids and all the things. And I told her, I said, what if you become a consultant so you can get discounts on the things that you would like to buy? She said, I would love that. And she also said, I would love to spend more time with my grandbaby. That's how she joined. See how easy that was, guys? We're talking about 19 people in less than 60 days that I got to start Scentsy. That easy. A lot of these were people who came to me. Some of them were people that found me randomly. Some of them were my customers. Some of them were people who watched me for a long time. And some of them never used Scentsy before and using Scentsy for the first time now. They just range from one extreme to another. But be intentional, guys. Look to bless lives. You can actually live your life out loud through social media. And when people see how excited you are, they're going to want to do what you do. So today, when I worked my event, 2 people walked to my table and asked me, how can they do what I do? I was so busy, I didn't really even have the time to really go into depth with them. But I did add them to our page for observation. I got their information so I could follow up with them. One of them should be signing up Saturday. So you see how easy it is, guys? So if you're looking to advance in your business, or if you're looking to earn incentive trips, so I have earned level 2 of the incentive trip already. And I did that in like less than 2 months. So you do this by sharing what you love with others. This is how you do this. This is how you advance in your business. I mean, a couple of years ago, guys, I lost my job of 37 years. Now I'm a full-time Scentsy consultant. If I did not do what I was doing to extend the offer to others to join Scentsy, guys, my life would not be where it is. I could not see somebody else's life changing if I did not extend to the opportunity for them to join Scentsy. Because when you sell, it's only so much money. You put a cap on what you can do when you're selling the products. But if you extend the offer to bless somebody's life, guys, not only will their life change, but yours will also change. Had I not done this early on, guys, I could not work Scentsy full time. I refuse to go back to what I was in before. I am so grateful for this opportunity to help change lives because it surely has changed mine. I just earned an incentive trip, guys, to Hawaii in less than 2 months. Now I'm on to try to push to earn it for 2 to take my daughter. So when you do this, when you bless other lives, guys, your life will be blessed in return. You get to earn these trips. You get to promote up the ranks. You get to promote to director, star director, superstar director. There is no cap on what you can make. There is no cap, guys. you sit in the driver's seat. You control what you do with your business. You control how much money you make. At my previous job, guys, there were caps on how much I could make. I was told that, no, there are caps here. But there is no cap on how much you can make with Scentsy, guys. It's just based on what it is that you want to do. How much money you want to make based on your activity. But I can say this, guys, when people see how excited you are about your business and they see how passionate you are about it and they see how this has changed your life and your family life, you don't have to go through a lot of changes. They're going to ask you, how can they join and how can they do what you do? That's an automatic. If you show it, guys, they're going to come running and ask you, how can they do it? Most people who join my team are people that I did not know and I did not ask. It's about the excitement that I share on a regular basis on my personal page on Facebook, taking it to YouTube, taking it to Instagram, taking it to the stories, taking it to Reels. I'm in all these places, guys. I'm everywhere. And I'm working events, booking parties, all the places, guys. I just wanted to share that with you guys because Scentsy has truly blessed my life in so many ways. And it can do the same thing for yours if you believe. All you have to do is believe. Believe in you and believe in your products. The rest is going to come based on what you do, based on what you believe. Okay, guys, have a great night. Love you guys. Take care. Income disclosure will go down below in the comments since we talked about income. Love you guys. Bye.